let's continue with the word of the Most High. We were in John 3:17. It says, for the Most High sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. Remember he said in Matthew 15:24, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And we still lost. A lost sheep of the house of Israel. Who live in the house? The family. Or the family of the Israelites. But the Most High sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world. What world is he talking about? We just read it in Isaiah 45:17. Israel is that world without end. They're going to be saved with an everlasting salvation. I mean, it's going to last forever and ever and ever. We got next forever and ever and ever. But the Most High sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. See? He that believeth on him, Hamashiach Yahushua, is not condemned. But he that believeth not is condemned already. They condemned already. Because, this is why, he have not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of the Most High. He don't believe in Bahashem Hamashiach Yahushua. They believe they can just go to the Most High on their own. Remember, it just says it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of living power. And you know you ain't right. Or people might think they right. You don't need a mediator between us and the Most High. But oh, you know what you know. At least what I know in studying him, the little that he give us of himself, you better be afraid of him. You better be scared of him. And you need someone, he's a consuming fire. So you need somebody in between us and him to fan them flames away from you. You can try him if you want to. Say, man, and flesh and blood cannot approach the Most High. His brightness, his light is so powerful that you can't look his eyes. Okay, let's look at his eyes. 10,000 times brighter than the sun. You can't even look at the sun with your naked eye. But the Most High's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. But you going to him. That's why you better fear the Most High. That's his eyes. Look. Understand this. We need a mediator between us and the Most, and that fire. You better recognize, y'all. Look. Go to Ezekiel. Let's look at get a little bit of glimpse of his throne. Mind you, he's a spirit. So he's only sent his vision through telephony, which means he's giving him something that he can relate to. Because you know we require signs, Jews require signs. So giving him something he can relate to if he did have a physical body. Listen, Ezekiel 1:27. And I saw as the color of amber, which is brown, as the appearance of fire round about within it. We talking about the Most High. From the appearance of his loins even upward. Fire. From his loins even upward. From his loins even upward. And from the appearance of his loins even downward. Appearance of his loins even downward. I saw as it were the appearance of fire. Fire. You ready for this? And it had brightness round about. As the appearance of the bow, that rainbow, is in the sky when it rains. That is in the cloud in the day of rain. So it's the appearance of the brightness round about. Are you ready for the Most High? You think you can really go deal with the Most High? Better think again. This was the appearance of the lightness of the glory of the Most High. And when I saw it, I fell upon my face, and I heard a voice of one that spake. So he fell on his face. Fell on his face. Scared. Oh no, but you think you can just deal with the Most High? But you better think again. I hope this reaches who it needs to reach. Prepare to make that change. It's for some reason. Going back to St. John, the 8th chapter, the 12th verse. This spake Mashiach again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. Man, he say, I am the light of the world. I'm the light to Israel. He the light to us. He said, he that followeth me shall not walk in darkness. You follow him? You're not going to walk in ignorance, being ignorant and dumb and stupid and silly and sottish children, as the Most High call us. Silly children. You ain't going to be silly no more. You're not going to walk in ignorance, not knowing. We shall have the light of life. The light to be able to lead you to everlasting life. To live forever and ever and ever. Look at go to St. John, the 1st chapter. He says he's that light of life. You see life, that's talking about everlasting life, living forever and ever and ever. St. John, the 1st chapter. And we're going to look at verse 4. He said, in him, this is Mashiach Yahushua, was life. You know that? In him was life. So I say the light of life. In him was life. And life was the light of men. And the light, him having this light, being this light, shineth in darkness. What world was he in? The Roman world. You're going to see how the mindset of our people was then and how it relates to us now. Dealing with our people and the way they think. Being Edomanized. They were Edomanized then. Long before he came on the earth. Long before he came on the earth. Look, I'll give you a prime example. Right to the point. The Greek Empire, when they came in, it was the Greeks, then it was the Romans. 2 Maccabees 6:6. Neither was it lawful, in the Apocrypha, 2 Maccabees 6:6, neither was it lawful in the so-called white man's world, the Edomite world, neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts. Got rid of all our holy days and its ancient and their Sabbath days every 7 days. It was unlawful to keep the Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. That's why you see Jew unto the Gentile, Jew unto the Greek in the New Testament. This is in the Greek Empire. When you get to we're reading Matthew, Mark, and Luke, John, and on to the Revelation, that's the Roman Empire. Where the Greek Empire at is right here in 1st Maccabees and 2nd Maccabees in the Apocrypha. But the Protestants took this out. They took this out. They took these 14 books out. Because it's straight up telling you Alexander the Greek. You learn about him in school. The first Edomite ruler took over Greece. Took down the Persian and Mede Empire. See? So you're looking at our people. That's why when it tells you like, I don't know, it's like in him was life and the light was the light of men, right? Because you can have light to be able to bring forth yourself out of darkness, right? Just something simple. That's why it's simple, but you try and make it too deep, you get too deep. You're gonna be all somewhere out of space somewhere when you should be right here, just looking at the simplicity of a Mashiach Yahushua. Simple. In him was life, and the light was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness. So when he came in the world, whose world was it? It was the Romans' world. So the light is shining in darkness. And the darkness comprehended not. You see? So when you look at, go to Isaiah 47 real quick. This might be a review for some of you, but you should be able to pick this up. So Isaiah 47 chapter verse 5 said, Most High said, sit thou silent. He told the Edomites to sit silent. Because they Babylon the Great right now. Says, be quiet, shut up, and get thee into darkness. Right? O daughter of the Chaldeans. O Babylonians, Chaldeans, same. I mean, look at all the bill. Look at their structure of how they set everything up. It's mainly from the so-called Africans, the Hamites, the Egyptians, and the Babylonians. That's why they call them daughter of Babylon, virgin daughter of Babylon in verse 1 and verse 5, daughter of the Chaldeans, same people. And you go to Psalms 137, I think it's 7 to 9, it tells you that the daughter of Babylon is the Edomites. So now it says, sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, get thee into ignorance, O daughter of the Chaldeans, where thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdom. So once they got into darkness, which means ignorance, not knowing, then what did they do to the people? Isaiah 60 and 2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth. He just told them to get in the darkness. So this ignorance going to cover the earth. That's why they got the History Channel, Discovery Channel. They're discovering this. They're looking at it because they don't know. But he told them to get into darkness. Get into ignorance, not knowing. They don't know. That's why they got to be looking around to find everything. It says, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. So once they was told to go into darkness, they put the people in gross darkness. Here we are now. Who's going to come out of this gross darkness, this gross ignorance? Or you going to still remain in these cemeteries, churches, and so forth? Go in dead and come out deader. If you can't precept this Bible, this is a puzzle. You got to be taught. Everybody, I read the Bible. Okay, you read the Bible. Okay, what is it? What? Give me something about this subject, that subject, this subject, that subject. You're in darkness. That means ignorant, not knowing. It take a lot to do this. You got to give that time. Or how you gonna say you know the Most High, you know your Jesus, and you know whatever name you call him, and you ain't really in this word. But that's the only way we know him, is what is still here. All praise the Most High for it being here. Say, hey, for behold, the darkness, the ignorance, not knowing, being stupid, shall cover the earth. And gross darkness the people, gross ignorance, gross stupidity, the people. But the Most High, he gave us an out. But the Most High shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. So once the Most High told them to get in ignorance, darkness, not knowing, what did they do? They put the people in gross darkness until this day. Until this day, y'all. So here we are today, and here he is in the same people. Make it be somebody else. Same people. So they call themselves Greeks, like you call yourself Americans, but you're a Hebrew Israelite, but you call yourself whatever name you use for identity as a race. I got 103 different identities. Ask the people, what's your race? I'm talking about us. I ain't talking about nobody else. I'm talking about us. Everybody else know who they are. We don't know who we are. 103 different identities. I'm talking about they so outrageous you wouldn't even believe it. With witnesses. It's a shame. That's why we the lost sheep of the house of Israel. The 12 tribes of Israel. That's who we are. So you see, Mashiach Abishai is that light. Shining bright. Bright enough to enter into the minds of those that wants to be receiving everlasting life by keeping his laws, doing what he said. He said, John 14:15, if you love me, keep my commandments. Commandments, y'all. All he had was the law and the prophets. I can't say it enough. Show me where he read Revelations when he was here in the flesh. He read the books of Paul when he was here in the flesh. That's all he had. That's why he's telling us. Verse 12 again of John the 8th chapter. Then spake Amashashai again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. Remember, he was only in the midst of Israel. And that world is the Israelites. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness. You follow him, so you ain't going to walk in ignorance, not knowing, being dumb and stupid and silly. But shall have the light of life. Go have the light that's going to lead you to everlasting life. Man. St. John 9 and verse 4. St. John the 9th chapter and verse 4. I must work the works of him that sent me. That's the Most High. He said, I got to work the works of the Most High while it is day. He says the light is hip talk. While it's day, which is light. When it's daytime, it's light outside, right? The night cometh when no man can work. Hear that? The night cometh when no man can work. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. As long as I'm in the world, I'm the light of the world, of Israel. But he said, once he's gone, then that darkness gonna come. That night gonna come. That ignorance, that strong spirit of ignorance, of error. Mind you, the majority of our people, which is 2/3, always gonna side with the darkness. I don't care if it's family members or friends, associates, whoever. Majority of our people are gonna side with the darkness. And 1/3 is gonna be with the light. Which 2/3 is double. You got 1/3 of the righteous, right? You got 1/3 of the wicked, one more third of the wicked. Double. You see? So that's why we look at why people not really all into it, because it's not for everybody. He don't want everybody to get this. He don't want everybody to be saved. He don't want everybody to see this light. That's why they remain in darkness, and that's why the scripture said, let the ignorant be ignorant. Sometimes you gotta let the ignorant be ignorant. They don't want it. They don't want it. You can't force nothing on nobody. As long as I am in the world, he said, I am the light of the world. And we know that light represents what? Proverbs 6:23. Proverbs 6:23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. You know? The commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. And reproofs of instruction are the way of life. You see? The commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. You see? So that's why he said in St. John 14:6, when you understand, because you have to make it make sense. St. John 14, he said, Amashashai said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Then the life again. The light of the world, which is to bring us to everlasting life. So he's the way that shows us follow the truth, which we know the truth is the law. That's going to lead to everlasting life. He's the way to show us how to follow the laws, because he was an example. Did he sin? What sin did he do? What commandment did he break? I'll wait. He said, I'm the way to show you how to follow the truth, which is the laws, that's going to lead to everlasting life. He said, no man cometh unto the Father but by me. This is nothing new. Remind you, he's saying this, and they don't have any New Testament like we have. They only have the law and the prophets. So when you think in your mind, as you're reading the New Testament, that he only have the law and the prophets, there's got to be something that's coinciding with what everybody else had. That's why David said, the Most High said unto my Lord, my power Sit thee on my right hand until I make thine enemy thy footstool in Psalms 110:1. You see? Because of Mashiach is his power to get to the Most High. That's why 1 Corinthians 3:23 says, and ye are Mashiachim. Ye are Christs. You are the anointed. You are the Messiahs. And Mashiach is the Most High. That's what he's saying. He's making it clear. It's right here. It's not a mystery. It's just a matter of how much do you really want to be a part of his kingdom. Because it's going to be his kingdom. 1,000 years, baby. Oh, yeah. He going to show us the Most High. So how you know the Most High? He going to take 1,000 years to know him. You ain't lived but a few years, some of y'all out there, claiming to be this, that, and the third, whatever. Some of you ain't even elders claiming all this. You ain't an elder till you 51 years old. Better read Numbers, the 4th chapter. That's the law. So, Mashiach is that light of life that we can live forever. I want you to go to John, the 12th chapter. And we're going to read verse 35. Then the Mashiach said unto them, yet a little while is the light with you. He said, let a little while is the light with you. Walk while ye have the light, lest darkness come upon you. For he that walketh in darkness knoweth not whither he goeth. He said, hey, walk with me. Listen to what I'm telling you while I'm here, because he is the light. He's telling them to walk while ye have the light. Say, walk while you have me in this earth. He said, lest darkness come upon you. It's like, just like now, you learning this truth, supposed to be living it and applying it in your life, and here comes darkness. You don't think about what's right from wrong according to thus say the Most High's word. But here comes darkness and you fall into the trap of darkness. And that's so you know, poof, you out of here. Because you got to understand the Most High is the one that brought you to this truth. Mashiach say, I'm the way, the truth, right? So he brought you to a Mashiach Yahushua. And he tell you the law was our schoolmaster to bring us to a Mashiach Yahushua. So if you ain't really dealing with that, people talking about they know they Jesus, they know this, that, the third. You ain't knowing nothing. You ain't know the moral law, civil law, dietary law, ceremonial laws. And if you're not applying them in your life, come on now. Make that make sense. That's what he did. That's what he did. We should just follow the suit. That's what he did. He said, then the Mashiach said unto them, St. John 12 and 35, yet a little while is the light with you. Say, a little while, I'm going to be with you. Walk while ye have the light. Remember, the Most High is getting away from here. You know, else that wickedness that was in the world might overcome him. That's why for someone to endure to the end in this is very, very valuable in the eyes of the Most High. In righteousness, not in dealing with wavering and all that. You got to be in this. Then the Mashiach said unto them, yet a little while is the light with you. Walk while ye have the light, lest darkness come upon you, lest ignorance and this wickedness come upon you. Or the world. The world is in, remember, he told Esau, get into darkness. Right? Then he put all the people in what? Gross darkness. Gross ignorance. I mean, what people thinking that the so-called white man gonna come out of the sky and come back and save them from the condition that we in now. You don't find that nowhere in the Bible. But they have in their mind. This is what they expect. They're looking for it. They will never see that. And I'll tell you, every Edomite ever act, they always say, nope. Do you believe that? They say, nope. They laugh. Some of them laugh. No, no way. You know what I mean? So, because and it's showing conviction before our people, and they still believe the same thing. And hear them say that. And still walk away believing the same way. That's why he said, then Shai said unto them, yet a little while is the light with you. Walk while ye have the light, lest darkness come upon you. For he that walketh in darkness, ignorance, not knowing, he's being stupid, knoweth not whither he goeth. He don't know where he going. He think he going to heaven, when he going to be thrown in the lake of fire. Understand that. Because you don't come back to his laws, statutes, and commandments, his rules and regulations. How you going to be saved? How he want you? In these last days, all the truth that's coming out on this earth right now. Better consider. See, while ye have light, he's saying, while you have me here, believe in the light. And while you have teachers bringing forth the light, believe in the light. That ye may be the children of light, that you may be the children of the Most High, the children of the keeping the laws of the Most High, following his rules and regulations. Simple as that. You understand that? I know. These things spake Shai and departed, and did hide himself from them. You hear that? Sometimes he had to get away from people. Oh man, where they at? Where they at? See, he had to hide himself from them. Get away from everybody. But though he had done so many miracles before them, yet they believed not on him. You hear that? Though he had, look how many miracles he did. Let's find out. Hold that right there. Though he had did so many miracles before them, they still didn't believe him. Just like, put it like this. Same people, same spirits. The Most High brought all them plagues, 10 plagues on the Egyptians. Didn't touch us as Israelites. We kicking it. Having a good time. Did all them plagues. Got into the wilderness, still want to go back in captivity. You should have left us in Egypt, Moses. Complaining. Same people. You know, he did all the miracles, they still didn't believe, right? Just like we didn't believe in the Most High. Gave us manna, still didn't believe in him. Look. Go to the last book of John, John 21 and verse 25. And there are also many other things which Shai did, the which, if they should be written, every one, I suppose that even the world itself could not contain the books that should be written. You know? That's how many miracles he does. So going back to the whole world couldn't contain the books that should be written of all the things that he done. Miracle after miracle after miracle. You know, because everything is not here. We don't receive day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5 of his life. No. We got bits and spurts of it. You know, see what I'm saying? So, in all praise to the Most High that we have this. Is enough to reach salvation. Going back to John, the 12th chapter, verse 37. But though he had done so many miracles before them, yet they believed not on him. That the saying of Isaiah, you say it says, but that's Isaiah, the prophet might be fulfilled. It might be fulfilled. Which he spake, saying what? Master, who have believed our report? And to whom hath the arm of the Most High been revealed? Therefore, they could not believe, because that Isaiah said again, he had blinded their eyes and hardened their heart, that they should not see with their eyes, nor understand with their heart, which is their mind, the way they think, and be converted, and I should heal them. See? These things said Isaiah when he saw his glory and spake of him. He saw him. Go to Isaiah 53 and 1. That's why you see us keep going back to what he had to go by. The law and the prophets. Here it is. Isaiah 53:1 is what they're quoting from. Who have believed our report, into whom is the arm of the Most High revealed. See? He's quoting what it is that was quoted by Isaiah. Where? In the Old Testament. This is what he's saying. That's all he had to go by, like I'm saying. You can see it. He had blinded their eyes and hardened their heart, that they should not see with their eyes, nor understand with their heart, and be converted, and I should heal them. This is what he did. So he's quoting from the book of Isaiah. So you should be able to know where he's quoting from. One scripture, Isaiah 6:9. And he said, go and tell this people, we the Israelites, hear ye indeed, but understand not. And see ye indeed, but perceive not. You hear, but you don't understand. You see and you don't perceive. What you seeing? Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, where they think, and convert, and be healed. That's what he's quoting from. This is all they had to go by, was the law and the prophets. That's why David said, go to Romans 11th chapter. We're a bunch of stiff-necked, hard-headed, and out-of-order people talking to us, the Israelites. Romans 11:8. According as it is written. Where is it written at? The Most High has given them the spirit of slumber. Hear that? Most High give them the spirit of slumber. Eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear. How long? Until this day. That's why when you understand these scriptures, you look at our people and it's be like, wow, the scriptures really come true. It's really being real, because this is how our people are. They're not really concerned about this as they should be. And when the earth starts shaking and quaking, and the Most High rise up the sea that covers more land, more land, because the sea covering land, than our land that we living on. He rise it up and start bringing tidal waves everywhere, tornadoes and hurricanes and storms and rain that's like flooding people out, and thundering, talking. Say thunder is his voice. And people gonna want to call him dead. He gonna laugh at you. He say he gonna mock and laugh at you, because you took the time to know this. Know of him, the little that he's given us. Listen. Romans 11:8. According as it is written, the Most High have given them the spirit of slumber. Eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear. How long? Until this day. Go to Isaiah 29:10.